How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We got Least back in the building again. Those times. She can say
Hi.
her name, what she does, all that good shit.
Hello. I'm Taylin Wills, and I do everything for Least.
All of it.
All of it. All
All
of
of
it.
it. See, you heard it
Yep.
here first, guys. So if there's any other members that you see on like promo stuff, fake news. Fake news. That's the
It's
real
me.
moneymaker over there.
It's
Uh,
me.
so I have to ask, which I've been asking all of my guests that I've been having on the channel, how are you holding up? How you doing? You know, we in this,
Mm.
I'm not going to say it because, listen, YouTube would demonetize me if I say it. But, how has things been? I feel like the last time we talked, which was, I think, last May, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, what's been going on? What can you bring to the Audio Addiction fam? Like the good news, what you got popping,
Oh, the good news.
the good,
The good news. Well, I mean, I've been
or bad,
doing
whatever.
all right. I can't say that it's been bad
This
just
has been
because like
great.
I've been lucky enough to hold down my teaching job, so like I'm not floundering in that sense. But um, as far as music goes, I mean, like I feel really confident about it just because like I think I finally just started uh like grinding a little bit, as the kids say. Am I grinding? Am I doing it?
I
I'm
don't
doing
know.
it right.
I'm
I
fucking
don't
28, so
know.
I'm getting
And
up
I'm
there.
30, so like I'm about to
We
be on the
making it.
move.
We getting up there.
But no, I feel like I finally started like finding a good groove, and I mean I wish I really want to. I don't know, when is this gonna come out?
This probably will come out. I'm gonna definitely cut this part here because
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be coming
sorry.
out in. I'm gonna say like the last week of March, maybe like first week of April, something like that.
Okay, so I can say this then because it's
Cool.
gonna come out later. Okay, so all right, cut. So I feel like I've been doing really well with everything, and I have a lot more momentum just because I got I got signed. Woo!
Whoa! What? Just post Brandon. Just add in as many effects and
The, ah!
explosions. Ah!
Mind blown.
Don't
Like
worry. Don't worry. Post Brandon's on it.
so so yeah, I got picked up by this label called Friend Club Records, who actually they release a lot of really good indie DIY bands that I'm really into, like Tech and Bike, which I think they're from Russia. Um, that band Virginity, they're like a really cool band from Orlando. Spaceships, Nativity, a lot of really good, really cool DIY bands that are worthy of everyone's time. But oh, and Bears His Teeth. That's a really cool post-hardcore band that I love them. But yeah, they found me through one of my other friends,
Nice.
and they were just like, "Hey, can we hear some of your stuff?" So I sent them the finished demos for the upcoming EP, and they were like, "We love this," and they shot me over an agreement, and so they're doing all the physical releases
Awesome.
for it, and and like the PR campaigns and stuff. And I'm just like I'm blown away because like I've never worked with like a label in any capacity. Like I mean, I've been doing music and releasing music. I think the first time I ever released music online, I was 14,
Wow.
and
Okay.
and I'm 30 now. So like I've
Long
never
time coming.
never in my life even got close to like working with any sort of entity that would call itself a label. And yeah, so like I think that just gave me like a nice little pep in my step to like step up my game and kind of just see where it goes.
You got to prove yourself. I feel like that's.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yes, that's
Yeah, I feel
mhm.
like with bands, like whenever they get signed, like I don't know specifically because I've never been in a band or been signed at all. But like I could
Hmm.
imagine like if I get signed, I'm like, I need to prove to this label that I can kill it. You know, like
That's
I need to do everything that I possibly can, being in my band. You know, to like
hmm
push out the best stuff that I can put out. Um,
that's exactly like that's my sentiments exactly because just like ever since that happened, like I've just been in constant contact with the owner and talking about like all the stuff like merch bundles
yeah,
and designing stuff and doing PR campaigns and making sure that things get processed on time and like and it's weird because like I always thought like oh this is going to be super stressful
yeah.
and like it's not like it's I mean like I guess it kind of is in a sense but like it's fun to me because like I've wanted this my whole life like I started playing guitar when I was 10 and like ever since like I you know my brother was in a band like a bunch of punk bands and my dad was really in you know he played for what you call it Thurgood and the Destroyers
Okay.
and he toured a lot and like so ever since like I picked up guitar and I started like getting into writing my own stuff it was like I want to get signed like I want to like go on tour and like I just want to play music you know what I mean and so like it's just it's fun like I think it's really fun and so yeah I'm excited.
I'm pumped to hear it because, like I said, I had you on a while ago for Least, and I was like, Taylin, she's like, you know, dropping little hints and stuff, and then like I was like, I need to like, and I listened to the stuff that you had out on Bandcamp, and I was just like, this stuff's great. I'm like, but like me as an art, like as a listener and just a purveyor of music, I'm like, I need more right now. Like I need it right
Right.
away. And I was like, when you said you're like, oh, we're working on a new record, we're gonna get stuff out, and then you're like,
Mm.
we're getting signed and all that stuff. I was like, listen, this ship better be, you know, as the kids say, to the moon, you know,
To
and
the
to the
moon.
moon. And I was just like, you know what, there's a lot of I feel like a lot of bands now because of like quarantine and stuff. You know, I feel like they have the time to like hone in on what they do and do it well.
Yeah.
Have you taken that time to like really like work on these songs that are coming out in EP? Like I'm sure you had worked on them from you know the last single to like obviously now,
Yeah.
but how much of that I guess was focused on during the quarantine because we can't do anything. You know, it was kind of just
Oh,
a
I
very
mean, this whole EP that I'm putting out, um, which is April 23rd, um, that,
mm,
but, um, this whole EP was written in like during quarantine. So the last single that I had put out, well, the last single that I put out on Spotify was called Another Living Room. And that was in July,
okay,
I think. And I had been working on the EP like before that single came out. Yeah, like, and this EP has taken like 500 different shapes, and sounds like. I mean, when it started, I was like, oh, maybe I'm gonna do like it's gonna be like a little heavier and it's gonna be like a little more into the post-hardcore stuff. And then I was like, nah. And I
nah,
switched because I switched that real quick and what you call it because then I released a song just through Missed Out Records
okay,
on one of their compilations called Window Dressing, which that's one of the songs on the EP. And like when I wrote that, I was like, okay, that's the direction that I want it to go in. So but yeah, I feel like I've written so many songs that I could have released like three full length albums by now.
Woo.
Um, but but yeah, like a lot of stuff got cut. I had like I don't know, like it was supposed to be like a 6 song EP, and then it was a 5 song EP, and now it's a 4 song EP.
Wow,
Like
you're really
made just mainly because like one, like I kept like cutting the fat out, I guess
Sure. Yeah.
you could say, because like there would be songs where I'd be like, yeah, that's good, but like I don't think it's gonna grab people's
Yeah.
attention. And then also like money, because I'm the only person in this band.
I feel. I
So
feel.
so I was like, and I mean you saw, I'm pretty sure you donated to my GoFundMe
Yeah.
thing. So the GoFundMe thing helped me raise some money to get it, and like I didn't meet the $500 goal, but I got close. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this money to get all of them mixed and mastered, because I record everything myself. But I outsourced it to get mixed and mastered. So I had enough to pay for all 4 songs and get album artwork done. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's good. Like that's what I'm gonna do. So like, but that was a good thing, because it helped me like hone in on, let me pick the 4 best songs instead of releasing 7 songs and 3 of them being like filler. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah. 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 And
yeah.
I appreciate the cognitive effort, because like I feel like when I eventually get that record, like I'm gonna be like, you know what, like I'm gonna come back to this interview and I'm gonna be like, you know what, Taylor was right. Like I feel like if I had a filler song in there, it would have been just shy of perfect. And so I
Yeah.
feel like now I can give it a perfect score and I'd be okay. Like now I know all
Yeah.
4 songs are great. But like for real, like it's I think as an artist, like what I've realized doing this for like 5 years and having and talking to like different people is that like I think artists are like way more meticulous than they give off that they should be. Like everybody, like people
Mhm.
in the scene, and they're just chill. They're just like, yo, man, just like check
Yeah.
my band out. If you want to check it out, cool. If not, like that's also cool too. But like when I find a band that is so smart about like, especially you're like, I feel like you've been doing it a killer job. But like
Oh, thanks.
when I think about bands and stuff, I'm like, you know what? When you are like, especially just when it's you, like it's so hard to be like, am I making the right choice? Because you're just like, who do I go to? Wait, is there
Yep.
anyone else here? Yeah,
Mhm.
like that's how I feel about the channel, because like I'll ask people, I'll be like, what do I was like, what do you think about this? Like, cause like I'll think about it in my own headspace and I'll be like, I think this will work, or
Yeah.
and then I'll bring it up to like a friend or my girlfriend or whatever, and I'll be like, what do you think about this? And I hope that they give me like honest feedback and be like, no, I really feel like you shouldn't do that, or yeah, you should go for it, that works out well. Like if
Mhm.
honestly, if
Mhm.
you had asked me, you're like, if I could do like a 6-song EP with like 2 filler songs and have like a 4-track EP with all bangers, which one would you want to choose? And I'm like, 4 tracks bangers, that's it, easy, no
Yeah,
no questions
exactly.
asked. Like who doesn't,
Like,
who wants that,
yeah.
like
Mhm.
who wants to be like, man, like I always think, I want to be left wanting more. Like I want to be like come out of the EP or like LP or whatever and be like, yo,
Mhm.
when is that next shit dropping? That's what's important to
Exactly.
me, like, and with sitting on so much material, like how hard was it to kind of like narrow it down to what eventually wind up on the EP? Because like I can only imagine just like literally like looking at paper and being like, which what do I do? What do I do? Like there's
What
so
do I
many.
do? What do
I
I do
have I
here?
have 30 songs here. How do I narrow it down to like
Uh,
4 songs? Like that must be incredibly difficult.
I think my process for it is, because like I'll come up with, I mean, like obviously I'll come up with like an opening riff, and it my process is, if I can write off of that seamlessly, and like get the bare bones of it, and then like be obsessed with like tweaking it, then I know that that's gonna make it. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
a lot of those songs that I did were not full songs. They were like, I started them and then I would listen to it over and over again, and I was like, okay, this sucks. Like, or like I would just be like, I don't want to add anything to this, because like I'm not gonna attempt to polish a turd. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
like
Yeah.
so like if it only got like if I only wrote an intro for something and I didn't go any further, I was like, okay, so like I'm not
This is
feeling
gone.
this. Like no one else is gonna feel it if I'm not feeling it. Like so, yeah, that was pretty much my process.
And I think that's like smart. Like I appreciate your attention to the listener or people who review and stuff. Like I feel like I'm gonna go into it and be like really open minded and be like, you know what? Does it like blow all of my hair off my head and like rip my skin off my body? Like I need to know if that will happen, in order for me to like reach euphoria, like that's
Hmm.
like the things that I want when I listen to records. Like I kind of felt, and I know a lot of people throw this band around a lot, but like the latest Loathe record, I was like such
Hmm.
a mega fan of like what they did on Cold Sun, but like the I Let It In and Took Everything, I was just like, literally, I could just like. I was literally just like skeleton and bones like by the time I was like done listening to it, because I was just so like
Ripped it
I
right
was
off.
literally like the SpongeBob like gif where just like all of
Yeah,
his skin
yeah.
and body comes off and he's just like that that sponge skeleton. And I was like so like enamored by it, and I was just like, you know what, like this is a band that like I know people that don't listen to alternative music will like not understand and just be like, it's just some dude screaming and there's some like really like ethereal effects on there and shit, and like no one
Hmm.
understands what he's saying, and then he sometimes sings cleans, whatever. I'm like, listen,
Yeah,
if you get the backing of Chino Moreno from Deftones saying like this shit is fire, like that's all that
yeah.
matters,
You're like
it's like chef's kiss. So
just it's
um
perfect.
and so I'm hoping that because with your stuff and what I've been listening to so far, because we've been friends for a hot minute, and I was just
Hmm.
like, you know what, like I'm excited for the next step. I'm excited for like the new material, and I hope it just rips my face off, and so
Oh,
I
I hope
want
it does too.
to in a very like normal way, not like I actually want my face to come off. It was just
Yeah.
a term of expression. I hope people understand that. Uh, but Taylor, I have to ask the question that I love asking when I have second double juicers on here.
Double
I
digits.
don't know what I'm saying. 5 years of this thing has broken me.
Oh, I bet.
But what was one song, like, because you said you've gone through the meticulous effort of picking four bangers. What was one
Mm.
song that changed the most from like the demo stage to like what we can hear on the EP? Because
Mm.
this question always intrigues me because a low key, I want people to release the demos of their songs, which I know will never happen. Never happen. I mean, maybe a
Oh
B side, who
man.
knows? But like, as a music nerd, I feel like I have to feel this insatiable need of like, where
Hmm.
does the song start out and where did it end? Because I want to just be like completely blown away by the
Man.
the execution.
I don't know. That's really hard just because like the way that I write songs is like I don't think I've ever taken a song and like completely changed it. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
I know a lot of bands will write a song and then like take another look at it and like pretty much change the entire fabric of it. And like I can't seem to do that, but like I mean like to each their own, like whatever your
Sure.
process
Yeah.
is. Um, but I guess like out of all of them, the only one that I like really, really meticulously picked at and like redid and like added stuff to and like maybe subtracted was
Sure.
this. I have a single from it coming out on the 19th, which I mean it's already out. So um, a single that's already out.
it's
So
weird to say it in like future tense, and then you watch
yeah.
the video and you're just like,
So
man, you idiot, you said it. I get it. I
my
feel that
single that's
vibes.
my single that's already out now called "I'm Your Therapist Now," which also has a music video. So go ahead and watch that on YouTube. Um, I'm Your Therapist Now. Started as just okay. So I guess this kind of fits your question because it started as an acoustic song.
Oh
It
wow.
was just
Okay.
it was just going to be acoustic and like kind of haunting vocals a little bit. And then I was like, you know what? No, like I want to make this full band. Um, so I turned it into a full band thing. But then even when I made it like full band, it was still only like one guitar, bass, and drums and vocals. And I was like, nah, this is like the song, like it starts off really bare bones and then it like builds and builds and builds and like swells into like this really epic kind of sounding like
Yeah.
sad ending. And so I was like, I gotta add more and more. So my friend uh, Ryan Camuto, I don't know if you know him.
I do not.
He sings for a band called Royal Hearts, and he used to and he when Migrate was still a thing, my old band. He played bass and sang a bit as well for a couple of years. And so he helps me out with least sometimes, like with just like adding stuff and helping me with drums and things
Sure,
like
yeah.
that. And so he came in and he gave it a listen and he actually added like two different leads to it to layer on top. So like this is a song that goes from one guitar and vocals to two guitars and vocals to three guitars and vocals to four guitars and vocals and then it ends. Like and it's crazy. So like I guess it's kind of crazy that it went from like this sad, slow acoustic song to this song that's like like really, I mean, really sad and slow at the beginning, and then it gets really like up in your face and like kind of little like ambient and so it was really neat to see how that song progressed and like how I like swapped leads in certain places and copied stuff over. So yeah, I'm really proud of that one.
Yeah, no, it sounds awesome. I
So
low key thought you were gonna continue to add on to the guitars, and then you're gonna be like, and then we had a
seven guitars.
7 guitars, and then we have a xylophone solo, and then like, and then we have like Florida's choir come in and they sing like they sing me out like like some sort of like Broadway show, and then
Yeah,
we have like low key fireworks in the back, like you can hear like fireworks popping, and then like Ariana Grande does like a run at the end, and that's it.
for sure, for sure.
That's
I
what I'm
mean, I
hoping.
wish.
Listen, that's what I was hoping for. You gotta
I
aim
wish.
high. Gotta aim high. Um, but no, I am very stoked for that one. Just because I feel like with bands like, especially when it's just you, like you're like,
Mm,
how much can I do as like an individual to kind of like make this as much like as full as I possibly can make it. And so I feel like with the 3 lead guitar parts or 4, I don't know, I think it's 4 at this point, 4 lead guitar parts.
it's two. It's actually two rhythm guitars and two distinctly different rhythm guitars and two distinctly different leads.
Wow. Okay. So very exciting. As a guitar player myself, I'm very stoked on this just because like I'm gonna have like I'm just gonna be like in guitar
Yeah,
euphoria right now. I'm gonna be like,
you're gonna be
oh, I'm gonna freak out. Like it's just gonna be like,
listening to the panning,
I'm
like
just gonna I'm just
oh
gonna video chat you as I'm listening to as I'm listening to it. Be like, just like freaking out. I feel like someone definitely gonna take that out of context at some point in my career. So I'm very stoked for future me to get canceled for some reason.
yeah,
But
why not?
no, I'm very excited about that one just because I feel like I don't know if it's the last song on the record, but I feel like it would make sense if it was like building up to a certain like allowing this song to kind of like build up to this like a momentous like grandiose thing. I feel like if it
Yeah.
was like track 1, I'd be like, wow, all right, where are we going from here?
Yeah, how do we? No, it actually is the last song
Okay.
on the EP. So that yeah, good call.
Okay, cool. Just
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. If it was track 1, I mean, I'd still hold out hope that the rest of the EP is bangers. But I'd be like, you really just gave us the cream of the crop on the on
Yeah,
the
you
first
can't
run.
do that. You can't do. You can't do that.
Gotta give them little tidbits throughout the entire EP. But
Yeah.
obviously, I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't ask this. I'm sure every song of yours is like a child, your children. But like, if you realistically had to pick a favorite song off the
Mm.
record, or a song that I guess you would recommend people to listen to, that you're like, you know what, this is the tail and seal of approval, this is the one that gets it?
Ooh.
Which one would you choose?
Oh, that's hard.
I know it's
That's
tough. That's a tough
that's
one.
really difficult. I mean, like honestly, I'd probably like from the EP, my favorite is okay. I'll rank them for you.
Ooh, even better. I love that.
I'll rank them for you. Okay, so now I'm gonna give them all different awards. Number one and my favorite, like all around favorite, is I'm Your Therapist Now. Just because like I feel like that song embodies and like sounds the most like me. Not to say that the other ones don't,
I knew
but
what you
like
meant.
this
Yeah.
one, but like this one is like quintessential least. Like if like I feel like if I ever got, you know, like a million Spotify listeners, like
You can
the
do it,
most
guys.
played, we could do it. The most played would probably be I'm Your Therapist Now. Um, okay, so number two out of all of them, and I guess the award for this one would be like favorite chorus would be window dressing, which I don't know. Have you ever heard that one?
I did hear
I don't
window
know if you've
dressing.
heard.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I did hear
Yeah.
that one. I agree. Yeah.
So that's number two, and that's my favorite chorus I think I've written in a long time, and favorite chorus on the album. Um, and and I think that one's silly because like, well, it's like pretty much it's the most random one on
Yeah, I
the
could feel
EP,
that.
like
Yeah.
lyrical wise, just because like it's literally a story about someone that gets like turned into a mannequin and is forced to like watch their loved ones pass by them as they like stay put in a storefront, but
Yeah.
they're completely conscious. Yeah, like I packed that all into a 3 minute song.
That's
So
impressive.
thank you. Number three. Oh, this is hard. This is difficult. Number three, would have to be. There's a song called Evelyn Anxiety. So that's number three, and that one is the most different sounding.
Okay. Okay.
Mainly because like you're gonna hear that and you're gonna go like, where the hell did this song come from? Like, and yeah, it's like listening to a Dance Gavin Dance song where only only one of them is doing the vocals. You know what I mean? Like and Will Swan didn't write anything, like someone else did. Like that's how I would compare it to.
That I okay, okay, okay.
But no, it's just like it's in a really weird key, and it's like really upbeat
Okay.
and it's like one of those happy songs sounding songs with like really sad lyrics.
My lane, my vibes.
Yeah. So there's that. Evelyn Anxiety, and fun story about the name behind that song. I saw one of those I saw one of those memes on Facebook that's like, what's your sad emo band's name? And like, you pick like you pick your
Oh,
birth
that's so great.
you pick oh no, it was a meme that said, what is your grandmother's first name, and what's and what is the
That's
last
even worse.
reason
That's a
why
better though.
the last reason why you went to like had to get medical attention. And my grandmother's first name is Evelyn, and the last reason why I had to go to the doctor was anxiety. So that's where that song name
I
came
just want
from.
to say that
So
I love that. I I mean,
um,
I don't have a grandma named Evelyn, but like I feel the anxiety part.
yeah. So I guess the last one is called number four is tidal wave surgery, and that's the last that was actually the last song I wrote that I
Oh
decided
wow.
was going to go on, because it was between that one Another song that I actually collabed on with one of my friends, Andy Gilbert, who's a like phenomenal like piano player and composer, and he wrote a song for me, and I almost put it on there, but I felt that it was like way too slow and kind of like killed the vibe. So I
Sure.
might like release that as like a B-side type thing,
Okay.
because it sounds like Manchester Orchestra.
Oof.
Um, but that song was called "Let Me Feel Beautiful for Once." And so number four is Tidal Wave Surgery. And like if I'm trying to be as objective as possible about my art, which is like practically impossible,
That's
um,
fair. Yeah.
that it is like I love all of these songs to death, but like I guess if I had to choose, like that would be my least favorite. Least. But like but yeah, like that would be my least favorite. But I also think it's really cool because it is the only song on the EP that has very prominent electric piano
Oh wow.
on
Okay.
it, like as leads instead of guitar parts. So like I thought that was pretty cool that like I kind of like experimented with that kind of stuff. But yeah, so there you go. There's me ranking my songs.
Top four songs off of the upcoming least EP.
Four song
Four
EP.
song EP, all bangers, like you heard here first. Um, that is very cool. I'm excited to really kind of delve into all of them and to determine if the
Hmm.
list that you came up with matches up with a list that I'll eventually probably come up with in the review of like which one's my favorite and which one's my least favorite. And then just have like the Illuminati like logo go and just have the Stranger Things logo come through. But yeah, no, I'm very excited about it, and um,
Hmm.
again, I have to ask about like kind of the lyrical topics you're going to be talking about in this record because like I felt like with some of the
Hmm.
previous stuff that I've listened to, it's like it's a hot and heavy, So
It's
I'm
hot and heavy.
so I'm very excited to see or maybe listen to or be very sad about what kind of lyrical depth you decided to take this route. Just because thus far has been
Yeah.
hitting the emo heart here. So I'm curious if
Thank
you can.
you.
I'm curious if you like up the ante and made it more emo. Which is what a boy can hope for, or
Ah,
you just
yeah.
like kept it the same even keel. Nobody. I don't want to die. From
Yeah.
sadness. So how do you thread that line between being
I don't
like just emo enough?
I don't think it's like to the point of, unaliving oneself kind of sadness, but like in general, you're right. Like a lot of my lyrical content has to do with sad things. I mean, uh, so far for at least like a lot of my stuff, like all of my singles have pretty much been about um, kind of like overcoming yourself, um, and like finding the strength to be who you are in general. And I think I'm so proud of this EP because I finally started writing lyrics that I wanted to, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
I
Like
feel that. Yeah.
not that I had anyone saying like you need to write lyrics like this, you know what I mean? But like in the past I felt like, okay, I can't, like I don't want to talk about this kind of stuff because I don't want to alienate myself. But like I feel with this EP, all of the songs are about gender, and like it's about like, I mean, basically hating myself for 20 years,
Sure. Yeah.
and like learning to overcome the idea that it's okay for me to be gender nonconforming, and like that's pretty much what all the songs deal with. Like there, I mean, one of the songs is about trying to date as a non-binary trans person and like the difficulties behind that. That's I'm your therapist now. um tidal wave surgery has to do with like how far I want to take my transition, like if I want to get surgery or not, and like if I'm okay with that or not. And Evelyn anxiety has to do with like the extreme anxiety I get like every time I go out into public because
Sure.
of like
Yeah.
how I present myself. Um, and when I mean I told you what window dressing is about, but like it's basically like a whole big metaphor for me like watching people um like live their lives and be happy, and like the metaphor of me like being stuck as a mannequin watching
Sure.
people get to be happy while I like
Have to
kind of
live
die
in
a
there.
little bit on the side.
Live in
Yeah.
that box.
So
Yeah.
that I mean that's what the whole EP is about, and I titled it "Folding My Hands, Accepting Defeat," which is it sounds like because a lot of people pointed out to me like, oh well, that sounds like really negative. Like, why is it negative? Like, it sounds like you're learning
Defeatist.
to accept yourself, and I'm like, no, it's not like that. Like to me, that title means that I finally like accepted, like I've kind of like finally given in to who I am.
Yeah.
Like, and it's almost like not, I mean, obviously the word defeat has a negative connotation to it. Like we all agree upon that. But
Yeah.
to me, like in this sense, like defeat is a good thing. Like, because I've been battling myself for so long that like, I'm finally like, okay, like I give up. Like I give up, like I'm going to be who I want to be. And like, that's okay with me now. So, yeah,
No,
that's it.
I gotta commend you for being, proud of that. And again, I can't fathom how that is. And like, obviously for myself and audio addiction as a whole is I want to be able to try to represent as many people as I possibly can, because certainly shit, I don't know, I'm a fucking Asian dude, so like that's it, that's as far as wide as I can go. So like, for me it's important to have people on here like you, because it's like everybody has a unique story to tell. And regardless if
Yeah,
I've known you for like 5 seconds or I've known you for like a couple years now, it's I think it's important to have those type of people in our space and in our community, and that they deserve to be here. And that and
yeah,
that I was kind of like with the whole title of the album, the EP, I was like, I didn't take it like I didn't take it in a negative connotation, because like I kind of like I've always been struggling with like mental health and like depression and stuff.
right,
And so for me it was kind of like, you have to learn to accept it at some point. Like, that it's something that obviously is something that has affected your life and the way that you do things, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a crutch for the way that you do things and the way that you go about your life. Like obviously,
right.
like being transgender and depression are like two opposite ends of a coin,
Yeah.
so it's not really like comparative at all. But like,
Hmm.
I can understand kind of the concept behind it. And also I love how the album art kind of mimics what's going on with the whole, like the album title, the obviously the lyrical depth that you describe in the
Hmm.
EP. So I think everything collectively as like an art piece, and as music, is awesome. Like, I think that just the way that it's
Thank
kind of
you.
arranged and thought out, it was very like meticulous. And I think it takes a lot of not only skill, but also it takes a lot of heart to really like put yourself out there and allow people to like critique your life per se
Yeah.
in a vacuum to everybody like that. Like, I do this shit for a daily basis, and I'm just waiting for someone to be a keyboard warrior and tell me that I suck at doing it, which
Uh,
honestly I don't really care, because a hater's another person that secretly loves what I do. So it
hmm.
is what it is. But like, on even what you're doing on the scale that you're doing it at, it's like I have to sit back and be like, man, I don't even have the courage to be able to do something like that. That just like takes like such a, I guess like a recognition of what you have to do, and kind of like the bigger picture of like somebody else in this scene must have the same struggles or the same things or the same like shit that I'm going through. Now I'm gonna put it on pen and paper and sing it to other people. Like, That's
Mm-hmm.
really powerful. So I gotta again give the props to Taylin. You know, it's awesome. So if I wasn't
Thanks.
if I
You're
wasn't
gonna
being your hype man enough, you know.
you're gonna make me cry over here. But like, I mean, first off, thank you. That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And like I really take a moment to say like how much genuinely I appreciate what you do, because you do give a voice to a lot of different people, you know, like you give them a platform to share their art.
Yeah,
Um, and I think that's great. And like with like my content, like yeah, it's centered around like being gender nonconforming in a society that is, you know, generally heteronormative, like
yeah,
cisgender heteronormative. And even though like it's about that stuff, I feel like people that, you know, don't go through the same personal struggle that I do, like can still relate to it.
oh, for
like
sure, for sure.
like people like minorities and people like that, you know, in LGBT, like even if you're not like, you know, worried about gender or anything, like everyone like struggles with something, and like at some point like we all have to try our hardest to like accept that internal defeat and just like accept the help.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like accept the help from someone, whether it's like mental health, you know, depression, anxiety, like struggling with, you know, um, gender or sexuality, or, you know, like being someone like, or even like someone that is like cis and straight, like that struggles with being bullied because like maybe they're not, you know, manly enough, or they're not
yeah,
enough of a
yeah,
woman. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just feel like I wanted to create music that would like like people like me would hear and just go, wow, like I feel like I can do this now. Like I feel like I can put my art out there now too, because this person put their art out there, and
yeah,
like I was able to come to this point and be able to talk about my stuff because of like people in my scene, like Daisy from I Met a Yeti.
yep. Shout
Yeah,
outs.
like
Come on the channel.
she like literally like she was the main reason why I was like, one, I'm going to transition, and two, I'm going to share like my story through my music,
Yeah,
because she did, and they released that EP that was phenomenal,
it
Camp
is
Yeti.
phenomenal. Yep.
Yeah, and I just heard that, and I like read the lyrics, and I was like, this is so inspiring, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, you know, if like, yeah, so
Yeah, I
yep.
know. Like I said, I resonate with, you know, people, and I again, thank you for saying the kind words about me. I feel like we're just like playing off of each other in that aspect. Well, you know, but, like sadness. But like for real, like it's cool, and I think you know, the larger issue about, or not issue, but the larger thing, larger takeaway about this conversation is that like I just feel like the alternative scene in general, that is like the reason why I love this shit so much and why I love to pump out bands, because like everybody is, and I'm sure there obviously is like a small minority of people that aren't like that, but like a large, you know, large population of the alternative scene is very accepting, very welcoming, you
Yeah.
know, want to be a part of your life, like whether or not you want to or not. And I think that for me, like being such, you know, I don't want to consider myself important. Like, I think I just make YouTube videos and I have a good time and that's my life, you know, and I don't make any money from it. So if you want to support me, you know, or support Taylin, realistically, not me, you know, the more
Support both
important,
of us.
support both of us. Cash
Why not
grabs,
both? Why not both?
cash grabs. But I do feel like, you know, I feel like with the scene, it's just like the reason why I just love doing this or why I love highlighting bands like yours is just like, just the exception of other people. Like it's just been such a cool refreshing way of doing things. And like my whole life I felt like I had never had felt accepted up until the point I started like going to like alternative shows, and then people were just like, I don't think you're any different than like some other dude that I met on the street. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna love you just as much as I love my parents or whatever. And so like I think to me that is one of the coolest things. And like obviously it literally made me start this channel because I felt so accepted, and I want other people to feel that way about what I do here on the channel and what I care about personally. So like again, I know I've mentioned this in like past interviews that I've done solo, but like if you want to reach out and you need help with the channel, or you like, you know, you want to start YouTube, or like you know, you feel like, you know, you can talk to me personally about something, like I'm not gonna go blabbing on the internet. Like, you know, I feel like, you know, the scene like again is super accepting of like stuff that happens, and I think everybody's here to listen. So like, you know, if you find that, you know, shit's going on in your life and you're like, I don't think I can reach out to Brandon, you know, hit them DMs. All right, I don't
Yeah.
want to hear shit. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
DM me and tell me what's going on, and I'll be like,
Me too.
I can give you like less than average or mediocre advice. So that's
Or
better
I
than
can
nothing.
just or I can just listen.
Or listen,
Like,
that too. That's the
yeah.
most important. So like
Yeah.
that's the huge takeaway, guys. I don't know if Taylor wants to tail on, no pun intended, tail onto this, but like, you know, that'd be my little like speech on Taylor's interview, which I feel totally bad that I was just like, you know, I'm gonna make this about me for like about 5 seconds.
No, that's good. Everybody needs someone to talk to, and I'm the same way. I always say, like, you know, if you need anything, and even though it's hard to take that step to just be like, hey, I need someone to vent to, like,
Yeah.
you'd be surprised. Like, more people than not would rather you call them up or text them a freaking 100-page novel worth of text
Oh, for
about
sure.
like what you're going through than have you suffer in silence, because guaranteed that, you know, like 90 to 95% of adults between the ages of like 20 and 35 are like going through the same crap you are. So like guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Like,
I guarantee it. Yeah.
yeah, like, yeah. So, yeah, there we go.
Reach out. Positivity.
Reach out. Reach out.
Reach out. Anyway,
Reach out.
we're gonna take it from like this low to like middle level here. So I have to ask Talon, you know, I asked you this last time you were on here. What have you been jamming to? What's on your Spotify? What have you been listening to lately?
Ooh.
Because I always love
Oh my
asking
God.
you specifically, because you got the juice. You know,
I got the juice.
I don't know what the kids say. I
Okay.
made that up.
All right, let's talk about what I've been listening to recently. And I don't know, I can't like really bring up my Spotify on my computer, but off the top of my head, number one thing that I've been obsessed with lately is Tiger's Jaw's new album.
You're right. You right.
Ooh, it's so freaking good. Oh my
So
God.
good.
It's
So good.
like, it's just perfect. And like, I want to be that band so badly. like I started writing new stuff the other night, and I was like, does this sound like Tiger's Jaw? Like,
I hope that would be dope.
I was telling my friend, I was like, I think when I move to Pennsylvania, I'm gonna find a keyboard player. Like, so badly want like a synth player, like, whatever. I'll just be a Tiger's Jaw ripoff band, and it'll
That's
be
okay.
fine. But okay, let's see other things that I've been listening to that like came out last Friday. I was so stoked last Friday because I've never had a Friday where I've opened up my Spotify and it was just like
Filled.
banger after banger after banger of album. Like,
Kids, albums, kids, not
albums.
albums. Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to full albums.
So do I.
I need it. Like, I crave. Like,
Oh, same.
I hate singles. Like, even though like they're a necessary evil. That's
It's
what I call them.
popular. It's popular. They're just like,
It's a
I'm gonna release
necessary
20
evil.
singles this year. I'm like, couldn't you
It
just
said,
release an album?
says the artist that has only released singles so far. Like,
Oh, the dichotomy, the dichotomy.
oh well. What else have I been listening to? Brave New World's new album,
Ooh, you're right. Yeah.
Blossom. They are, if those guys don't blow up within the next year, I'm going to be very surprised. Like, that's a band that should be signed to like Equal Vision or
Oh,
something
for
like
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Like, they should be signed by like a major,
Equal
I
Vision.
call
I
them
know you watch my stuff.
like the major indie labels, like for sure, like Equal Vision, or like what's another good one?
Fueled by Ramen. I know that's like a big.
Yeah.
Hopeless. I feel like
Mm,
Hopeless, maybe.
yeah, like Hopeless. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like they do good on there. Like, but that's a really good album that came out recently. What's another like good rock album that came out? I don't know if I can. Can I like? Can you still see me? If I.
No.
Oh, crud. Okay, I went away. I was gonna try and look at my Spotify, but what's that? I've been listening to an album by a band called Chase Atlantic.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Chase Atlantic? They're
Oh
not really
yeah.
a band. They're more of like an R&B type
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, like new wave trap emo type stuff.
I feel. I feel.
But they put out a new album called Beauty and Death, which is
Chef's kiss.
it is phenomenal for a pop album. Like, it is, yeah. It hits in all the right spots. Pun intended. But my God, there was another one. Oh, someone else put out a new album too. This band from Washington put that I like, this DIY band. They're like, it's like new wave grunge,
Okay.
pretty much. They're called 37, and it's spelled out 37.
Oh, neat. Okay.
But they're really good. They're a band that reached out to me when I was still doing Every Little Muse, which, like, kind of rest in peace to that. But I don't know. But who knows? It might make a comeback. But I'm focusing on
The music.
Beast
The
right now.
music. The
The
music.
The music.
The music.
Oh my God. And Citizen's coming out with a new album. Oh, the two singles that they put out so far. Like, I am expecting big things from this one.
I gotta pick that
because
Newberry Comics variant up. I got to. They got a special. They got that heater variant, and I'm like, I was like, do I buy it? Do I buy it now? I was like, vinyl is like on like 2024 pre-order right now, so.
What?
I'm just saying, like, vinyl is always like backed up. Like, whenever you buy vinyl,
Oh,
they're like, oh, we're gonna send. They're like, the album comes out in May of this year, but you're not gonna get your vinyl until 2024.
Yeah. Like, what the hell? What the hell?
They're like, yeah, they're like, the vinyl pressing factory like turned upside down, and like we can't press
That's
vinyl,
true.
so yeah.
Because there's only like three official.
I think there's 3 in the States. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, in the States,
Yeah.
like that print them in the United States, and it's like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
that
nuts.
there's only 3. Like, they gotta, I don't know. I heard they were opening one in Miami though. So that's cool, because I remember Douglas, who owns and runs Missed Out Records, was telling me about that. He was like, maybe you can get a job, and I was like, maybe I can. Like,
And then you're like, then you're like, move into another state.
JK, gonna move back to PA. I think that's it. Like, I feel like I'm missing something, but that's what I've been rocking out to lately, along with, now I'm like oddly back into like early 2000s new metal and like alt rock. I don't know, like it's just been slapping lately. Like do you remember Trust Company?
Oh yeah, I saw you made a post about this
Can I
earlier.
break away? Push me away. Like, oh my God. Yeah, I made a post that was like, why does nobody talk about how Trust Company did Trapped better than Trapped did?
We don't talk about that
Like,
band on here. No, I'm gonna bleep that out now.
you can bleep it out,
I'm definitely bleeping it out.
but like you know that's true.
I
Like they
got a story for you later that I gotta tell you
okay,
because I don't know if I told
okay.
you this and you're gonna flip out. But
I'm
um,
excited.
I do have to give you props because I feel like I didn't do it in text, so I have to do it on the internet. Because listen, if I can't say it on the internet, then it ain't true. But like, I gave you props because I think the last time we did the interview, I think it was for Every Little Muse, you mentioned
Hmm.
Tiger Wine. I've been fucking like ever since that interview happened. Tiger Wine's been in that rotation. You know what I'm saying? So like, shout out
Love them.
Tiger Wine. What the
Tiger
fuck
Wine.
will it take you to come on my channel? Let's fucking do this shit. I
Oh my
don't like.
God, yeah.
Let's go. I need
Why
this.
wouldn't
I need this in my
yeah,
life.
I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, they seem like nice dudes. Like I
Let's do
feel
it.
like yeah.
Tiger
Tiger Wine,
Wine.
get on here. Get
Tiger
in here,
Wine and
Tiger Wine.
Tiger Wine and I gotta give another shout out. I don't know if you recommended me to them, but Glacier Veins, another fantastic band on
Oh no,
Equal
that
Vision.
wasn't me.
They're great. So go check out Glacier Veins. And Glacier Veins, if you
Oh
want to come on, please.
yeah.
You're fantastic.
You should get Brave New World on here. They
Brave,
would totally
listen,
do it.
let's Brave New World. Come on, please. I love you.
Yeah,
I love you so much.
I'm friends with all of them. I'll tell them to hit you up.
Just tell them to come to the specific part in the interview where I like hype them up. Listen, you're great, fantastic. You're all beautiful, all chef's kisses.
Love you guys.
Love you guys so much. Listen, Talon said to me, Brandon, we have to get Brave New World on here. They're fantastic,
Beautiful.
magnifique. So come on the channel. I promise I don't bite. Maybe a little, but not
Mm.
obviously not online. That's for my OnlyFans. But anyway, next question, Talon. Listen, I had to make it the most awkward transition possible.
Good.
I want to
Yes. Yes.
I want to try to be the Eric Andre of interviewers. I don't make it
I
grossly uncomfortable, but not like
I
weird.
yeah, I appreciate that.
But anyway, the next question, I don't believe I asked you this the last time, so I'm very curious on how you're gonna answer them.
Uh-oh.
Listen, the questions get harder. It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You're getting into the higher tier questions that are gonna cost you your money.
Oh no.
If you were to compile a musical supergroup, who would be in your band?
Oh my God. You mean of
No,
like famous musicians or like
you can
people?
pick. This is listen. If you got into a room and there was just like every musician that ever existed, and
Ooh.
you were like
Oh.
listen, well, I know that sounds very strange in a very COVID
Yeah, no,
central
I get
time
it.
right now, but like. If you were in a room and you're like, you know what, I like this guy. Like this is a music mentor of mine that I've always loved, and they would just
Yeah.
fit well in my band specifically. You pick them.
Hmm.
It's like dodgeball, when you pick your teams.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't know specific names of certain people, so
You
I'll
can
just
just
have
say
to
the
say
band name.
like what band they're in. Um, ooh, this is not a question that I've given much thought to. So I guess let's just assume that I'm the singer
You could do
of
whatever you
this.
want.
I'll sing and play guitar,
Okay, fair.
and then we'll pick some other people. Um, oh my God. Yeah, again, not something I've given much thought to. Um,
I gotta give you the hard questions. I give everybody.
yeah,
I gotta give
you're
you the
really,
questions you think. Like
you're
you got
like,
a Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
you're really putting me on the spot here.
There we go. Good. That's what I
Um,
love to hear.
I would most definitely choose Daisy to sing, from I Met a Yeti. I would choose, let's see, another guitar player. Oh my God. Oh, you know who I would choose to play drums?
Ooh, okay. Who?
what's his name from Hail the Sun?
Oh, Donovan Morello.
Donovan. I would choose Donovan to play drums.
Okay.
I would choose Daisy to sing.
Okay.
I would play
Feeling vibing,
guitar.
vibing.
I would play guitar and sing. Let's see. Now we need another guitarist and a bassist. Bassist. I would oh, another guitarist. I would for sure choose either. Let's have three guitarists because
Okay.
it would be me and uh Anthony from the Seafloor Cinema
Ooh, shout out to Anthony, my guy.
and then Doug from the Seafloor Cinema as well.
Shout out to Doug too.
Because they're phenomenal.
They are.
And then a bass player. Oh my gosh. This is so difficult. There's so many good ones to choose from. I would choose Victor Wooten. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be dope, actually.
That would be like what a weird group of people. Like, but no. I'd probably choose whoever, I don't know his name, but the bassist from Polyphia.
He's got Clay.
I don't know
Clay.
his name. Is that his name?
I think his name's Clay.
Yeah,
my mental knowledge will tell me if Wikipedia and post Brandon will be on the case. Just to make sure.
What a weird band lineup, but like me on guitar and vocals, Daisy singing, two guitarists from the Seafloor Cinema, Donovan on drums, and Clay, if that's his name, from Polyphia on bass. Like,
wow, that sounds like a very progressive post-hardcore.
Yeah,
band.
like I don't know what's going on.
It'd be like progressive post-hardcore. It'd be like progressive post-math core.
Yeah, let's go with that because that sounds cool.
Okay, there we go. Coming to a city near you guys.
Either that or I would just kick Cove out of Scary Kids Scaring Kids.
Big yikes.
I would just sing. I would just join. That's what I want to do. Actually, I retract that previous band. Like Supergroup is me fronting Scary Kids Scaring Kids. From now on.
I've had Cove on the channel, so we don't tolerate Cove slander here.
I'm not slandering him. No. That's not. No.
Listen, you kicked him out. Kicked him out of Scary Kids Scaring Kids. So
I kicked him out lovingly.
Okay. There you go. You got to make that. You got to make that evident. You know.
He totally understood. It was mutual.
Okay.
You know, the band was like, "Hey, Taylon's a little bit better at vocal." No, just kidding. I'm not.
That's a spicy take.
No. Please, no one. Hopefully, no one watches. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna edit that part out.
Watch it. Oh my god.
This is gonna be the clickbait. This is it. We found it, guys. We found it. It's the mother load. Oh boy. Well, listen.
So to summarize, I love Cove Reaver. I love him to death. My fantasy is to front Scary Kids Scaring Kids with Cove.
There you go. That's it. That's the appropriate answer. That's the appropriate answer. Yes.
Dual vocalists. That's the dream team right there.
There we go. Okay, great.
Yeah.
No Cove slander here, guys. Listen, you heard it here first. Cove was low key one of the nicest dudes I have ever met. And no lie, like I was hella starstruck because Cove is my musical idol, so I got to hang out with him, meet him, all that sort of stuff. So listen, I appreciate Talon running it back, you know, a little bit, but like we don't take Cove slander lightly here on the channel. So I went in a full bore mode and was like, listen, we don't take that shit here on Audio Addiction. No Cove slander, guys. Zero.
Yeah, none.
Zero Cove slander. Leave that shit at the door. Okay, we ain't gonna take that shit here. No, I'm gonna put my foot down. We don't take
I'm
that
so
shit here.
sorry.
It's
I didn't
okay.
even I didn't really slander him.
No, I know.
If
I
you
was
think
just
about
I
it.
was just joking. It makes for the juicier content here on the
Which
channel. Juicy content. But anyway, great band, both of them. I know you canceled the first post progressive math
nah,
core band.
I'll be in both. I'll
Okay,
just be
that's
in both.
fine.
It's
Great,
okay.
great job.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that
all right.
one sounds very dope, guys. If you want to see that happen, make sure to tweet at everybody because you can make that happen. Hail the Sun's been on the channel already, so I feel like
What?
Donovan's down to do it. Listen, he said that
Yeah.
in his own words, he said that the first interview we did is the best interview he's ever done. So I don't know if he's gonna retract that or
Wow.
not. But listen, that made me low key tear up inside because I love Hail the Sun.
That's that's really nice.
High marks, high marks. So nothing but quality here on the channel.
That's right.
Next question, Talon. This may get you in some hot water, but I'm excited for you to answer it because if I need more clickbait for this video, I'm
Oh
gonna go
no.
with this one. What?
No.
You listen, we love all music, but there are certain bands out there that we consider to be guilty pleasures. So, do you have any guilty pleasure bands that people like? Listen, no slander to guilty pleasures. We all have bands that
No.
we love that people maybe aren't necessarily feeling the same love about. But what's a
Mm,
band people
mm.
wouldn't normally associate you with
Okay. Oh man, that's difficult. Ooh, a band that people wouldn't normally associate me with.
that you like
Hmm.
and
That
listen
I
to?
like. Yeah, for sure. Maybe like Cake.
Ooh, okay. I was not expecting that
Like,
one.
yeah, like I mean like I love Cake. The food and the band. But
That's
like
fair.
wait, I feel like there's a better answer. I mean, Cake is like way back in the 90s. So that's my oldies answer.
Okay. Is that
Um
considered oldies now?
yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Like
damn.
30 years it's oldies now.
That's
Like
true. That's true.
think about that when we were kids, we
Back
used to
when we
think
were
that
young.
yeah, we used to think that oldies was like in the 60s.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah.
So yeah.
Now that's
Um
classic.
I guess a band now that I would consider a quote unquote guilty pleasure um, would be um, like water parks or something.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah.
Like water parks is pretty cool. Like I like a few. I wouldn't say like I can't sit down and listen to full albums of theirs, but like they do. They definitely have some bangers for
Oh,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
I
Like
definitely agree with that.
yeah, like they have some really good songs.
There we
Um,
go.
yeah.
You heard it here first, guys. Talion's a water parks fan, and not like the amusement park water parks, like the band. But she could also be a fan of water parks. I don't know. You have to find out on
Yeah.
the next installment of Talon on my channel. Next question, Talon. Another fun one. Kind of to tail off from the last question I asked you. If there was one record that you wish that you wrote, like if you could take credit for any record, which one would it be?
Oh my God, let's go back to Tiger's Jaw.
Oh,
Um,
the new one,
I
right?
wish no,
Okay.
no, not the new one. Well, that is a really good album. I wish more than anything that I would have thought to write their last album, Spin. Um, I think that came out in like
I
2017.
think you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think I've ever been so obsessed with an album as I was with Spin. Like in my entire lifetime, like even during my senior years, like listening to like My Chem and Under Oath and stuff like that, like I have never been so obsessed with an album before. Like mm, mm,
All day.
it's a masterpiece. Like,
Chef's kiss.
hmm
It's just a magical concoction of music.
I guess another one that I could say would be, um, I really wish that I had written As You Please by Citizen. I love. I'm also obsessed with that album still to this day. Yeah,
Fantastic.
there's my picks.
Two solid choices, guys.
Mm.
Listen, we fan of Tiger's Draw and we fan of Citizens. Gotta love it. Gotta represent. And then the last thing, Talon, the reason you're on here, the most important thing, tell them about Least, where they can find you on social media, what you have planned. Obviously, you have new music coming out, and anything else you would like to plug, talk about, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. So my new album, Folding My Hands, Accepting Defeat, 4-track EP, that will be available everywhere. And via Friend Club Records, they have physical copies of it on tape. And I am going to, if you are still inclined to own CDs, I will do the DIY thing and I will burn you one. Because I'm not paying for CDs, but I will burn you a copy if you so choose. But you can get very nice looking cassettes of the EP through friendclubrecords.com. You can also find it everywhere, including the single "I'm Your Therapist Now." It's out everywhere.
It's in the description.
Yes, yes.
YouTuber slang.
That song is everywhere. The music video is also out on YouTube. So you can check me out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. It's at Least Is a Band, which is ironic because it's just me. I had to explain it, so now I'm not funny. Like, what is my problem? But
I thought it was funny. So
okay, so it's at Least Is a Band. So yeah, and let's see what's coming up. Oh, also, another thing is before this year is over, I will be doing another 4-track EP, not original music. I am doing 90s covers that will hopefully also be released by Friend Club Records. So, yeah. So there's that. That's something else to look forward to. A lot of good, and I can tell you what's going to be on it. I mean, because I already started it, but before everything comes out. But it's going to be a TLC song.
Okay.
It's going to be a Cardigan song. So that song Loveful. It's going to be a song by Our Lady Peace.
Interesting.
A song called Clumsy, and then also a song that I won't tell you what it is, but it's by Alanis Morissette. So
very stoked. Listen, Talon's got a lot on her plate. She got that new shit, that fresh shit, that hot shit. 30 million fiery emojis. Go check it out. Seriously, Least. You can do it, no pun intended, at the very least. Go check them out. Go check her out. In the description to find her out on social media. Check out the music video. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. And go pick it up. Listen, I am a strong proponent of physical mediums, and so go pick it up. Like, what are you doing?
You can buy it digitally on Bandcamp.
Don't buy it digitally. Buy it physical. Listen, physical product. You do both if you want. But
buy the tape first, and then tell your friends how awesome it sounds.
But at least buy it. That's the most important thing. Bands right now, I feel like, are struggling.
We need the physical sales. Oh, last thing, you can also check out my website, which I'm sure Brandon will also link. But you can check out my merch there. I've got brand new T-shirts. I've got pins. I've got stickers. I've got um, hopefully hats. So and cassettes. So check them out.
I will buy a hat for sure. I mean, I have a literal drawer full of hats, but listen, I have to support the homies, anyone, all of them, everybody. Listen, I wanna make a public service announcement. Please, bands, make more shorts. I don't fucking have enough shorts. Band shorts would be
Shorts?
great. I would love band shorts. I have so
Really?
many fucking shirts. I have literally 6 drawers full of shirts, and I have a whole closet full of hoodies. What the fuck am I can't wear all that shit, you know? So just give me shorts. At least I can wear shorts in the summer to the gym.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, hey, what band is, on your shorts? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm wearing shorts right now, and it's my homies in Australia called Vault of Valor, which are no longer a band, so cool, I'm an edgy dad now, but like that's cool. I get to rock shorts, so please, I know it's a hard ask.
I will look into it. That's not something I've heard of.
I know. Listen,
I will make shorts and put lease right across the butt. So
beautiful. I'm looking for that, and then just put at the bottom below lease, say like the juiciest sounds, or just paraphrase. I need something to prove that like I've been like documented on somebody's like some physical medium of somebody. So if you want to take the juiciest sounds. There we go. Love it. Anyway,
the fattest.
The hot the spiciest riffs. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Everybody, make sure to hit up Taylor for new lease shorts. Listen, I don't expect a cut of royalties whatsoever, but I would just at least love to know that I had impacted the shorts game here in the alternative scene.
And, Brandon here, like, when Brandon says it, it eventually happens.
It does.
So... And I can attest to this because the last interview that we did, Brandon was like, "Hey, New Fury Media, hit up Taylin, and your friend here became the ambassador for New Fury Media's TikTok account. So, what's up?"
My word's gospel.
It happens.
It happens. I speak it into existence. So if you want to go check out Taylin's work, least, listen, you got to hit that description. Go check it out. Go follow her. Listen, she inspires me as an individual and all of the people I have on here, but like more specifically Taylin, because she's on here now. And I feel like I gotta pander a little bit. But like, go check her stuff out. Extremely talented, very excited for the new record, getting that early look soon, so definitely keep your eyes out for that. If you enjoyed this interview, share, like, and subscribe. Listen, I need to get into everybody's YouTube algorithm, so please help me become like the 20 times better version of Brian Stars. That's all I need to know, is that I need to be on the same popularity. I need to be on that same popularity, and on top of that, I won't ask you what your porn star name is, so even better.
Yeah.
Which perfect. Is, who asked that question? Who asked that? I don't.
I'd appreciate it, but no one cares. Nobody cares.
Do you want me to ask you what your
No, because legally I do not have one.
There you go. Facts. So just don't ask that question, because it's a very strange question to ask people. Very weird. All right. And again, if you watch me ramble with Taylin for an hour and a half ish, thank you for watching this whole thing.
Thanks.
I don't know how you made it this far, so I appreciate you. Listen, I'm very stupid, so I appreciate that you were able to put up for my stupidity for almost an hour and a half. Magical. So shout out to Taylin, and again, go follow Least on social media, and thanks of course to Taylin for coming on, chatting, doing all that stuff.
Of course. Thank you. I appreciate it.